Hey neighbors, you're listening to The Girls Next Door, where real estate gets real and life gets even realer. We're Christy and Kate, and we're bringing you the inside scoop on homes, hustle, and everything happening next door. Let's go.
Let's do it. So what's up this week?
I don't know, what's up? We got some things on the plans.
We're coming off a 4th of July weekend, so I feel like everybody's like, ooh, a little bit like, hey man, just coming back in from a long weekend of loveliness.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's how I feel.
Nice weather, nice relaxing.
We still got one day. We got like one day right here where it's going to be nice.
Yep.
And then we're back to like kind of crappy weather, which means back to work for all of us. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of work,
Yeah.
what should we talk about today?
I want to play a little game of true and false.
That sounds like truth or dare.
A little bit. No daring
Maybe not,
happening.
but no daring happening. Okay.
No
All
daring
right.
today.
Well, I like truth or false.
True or false?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Hit
Want me to go first?
Hit me with your best shot.
All right. True or false, Kate? A home's value is determined solely by its size.
False.
All right. Why do you think it's false?
I mean, size, I don't know. First of all, size. Listen, size.
Here we
It's
go.
not all it's cracked up to be, you know? Like, just because it's big doesn't mean it can get the job done. And just because it's smaller doesn't mean it can't. So I think it depends on the layout, you know, and so many other things. Wow, we got right into it, right out the gate. First
Right
30
in.
seconds. You know what? Let's just
I
talk
needed
about
a little laughter today.
Oh, dang. Okay, so really, no, size doesn't matter. Just for all of you out there, it doesn't. Yeah.
Want some help?
I'm gonna just have a drink. I honestly need a break. I'm gonna take a drink.
What's in that cup? Kate?
Maybe you can talk about size.
No. I think you've got that one covered. Okay. So what else matters besides the size? The location, the condition of the home, any upgrades that have been done, market trends in the specific area. So there's obviously pockets of markets and micro markets that determine pricing. So long and short, size isn't everything.
Nope.
All right, give me a question.
All right, hold on, I gotta pull this on over here.
Pull up your bag of tricks.
Let's see. Ooh, true or false? This is a good one. I feel like this is such a good one.
Okay.
You need a 20% down payment to buy a home.
False. Definitely false.
Totally false.
It's definitely a big misconception for the general public that 20% is the go-to amount. It really depends on the type of home, the type of mortgage you're getting and you're qualified for. Even conventional, while they usually say 20% is a standard, you can get lower down payments for conventional. FHA definitely offers a much lower down payment amount as well, and then there's VA. So you want to elaborate any more? Because I think you've got a lot of good knowledge.
Sure. 20% total myth, like Christy said. No, you do not need 20%. If you want to put 20% down, that's great. But generally speaking, it's so much lower. FHA, 3.5%. There are a lot of different loan products with conventional that actually are even 3%, even lower. VA, nothing. If you are a vet, no down payment whatsoever. You're still going to need closing costs, which also, I think we've kind of dived into this a little bit before, but we don't need to totally go into it today, but closing costs and down payment are two totally different things, and I think people get that confused. You're going to have two fees associated with the closing of your house, down payment and closing costs, and those are two different fees. You can roll your closing costs into your loan, usually. That's something you can negotiate, but anyway, as far as down payment goes, no, much, much lower than 20%. Total myth. So if you've been thinking that, you're way lower than that.
Perfect.
Okay?
Good.
Hit me up.
All right. True or false? Staging a home can help it sell faster.
True. Totally true. I think I know some agents who feel like I don't really know if I need to stage this house, and no, you don't. But seeing a really clear, beautiful, pristine vision of a home,
Yeah.
I think sells the house. It really does. There are different ways you can stage. You can hire someone to come in and stage your home. You can do virtual staging now, which is great.
Yeah.
But overall, yes, absolutely. Having it staged will help sell your home and
Yep.
probably get a higher amount for your home.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome.
Let's see what I got here. True or false? Spring is always the best time to sell a home.
Ooh, you're throwing me off here with this one.
Yeah. Zinged ya.
I'm going to say false because I'm busy all year round.
Absolutely.
So maybe I'm just lucky. But spring, while it can be a good time, just especially in our area with the winter time and everything like that, kind of slowing people down a bit, really all times of the year are generally good depending on the market and the area. But I think market conditions can impact the best time. You know, if we're seeing interest rate changes through the year, obviously that's going to make more or less action happening on the market. So no, not necessarily. Spring is not the end all be all time to get your home sold.
I think too with spring does tend to be a popular time to sell your house. It comes with, positives and negatives, but overall you have less competition actually. If you list at another time, that's a perk of it, but also yes, a lot of people are looking in the spring, but
Yep.
no, I don't think spring's great, but like you said, we're busy all year round, so
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters.
All right, my turn. Now I
Okay.
got to dig because my question is no longer on my cheat sheet.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had little prompts. It's
Bunch of
okay.
cheaters.
It's okay. Where are we? What do we got? Oh,
If I look like I'm eating my mic today, it's because I am. I am eating it a little bit. We had some mic troubles this morning, so I am just making sure that I'm close enough to it to be heard. I've never had a problem ever in my life being heard, but, we're just making sure.
yeah, I couldn't use that mic.
Nope.
I'm not as loud.
Nope.
A little mousy voice.
Mic switch.
All right, here we go. Where are we? Staging, we did that. Okay, true or false? Real estate agents keep the entire commission.
Oh. False. That would be so cool if we did. No.
Yeah.
We do not keep the entire commission. We split it. Our commission goes, first of all, to our brokerage.
Yep.
So it's split usually between our brokerage and let's see if I'm representing the seller and who brings the buyer's brokerage. And then it's split down the line from there with associated fees and
Yep.
all of that. But no, we get a percentage
Yep.
of the commission offered, and the rest goes to other things. We have a staff at our office, which is like
Amazing.
the best. The best. I tell many of them often that I truly don't know. Yeah, I could do my job without them, but I would never want to.
Nope.
No way. So they get paid from our commission, and it's well worth it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. You like this topic sometimes. Actually, this is good, such a good one for you. True or false? Pre-approval and pre-qualification are the same thing.
False.
False.
Pre-approval and pre-qualification are two separate things. Generally speaking, when I take in a new buyer, I always advise them to at least get a pre-qualification. And that is just it's not as deep of a dive. I don't believe it's gone into any underwriting at that point. It's just a general snapshot of their credit to see what they could qualify for. Where a pre-approval is a deeper dive into things, and it does go through, and I'm saying this with a little upward inflection because I don't know completely, but I'm pretty sure it goes through underwriting. So it's just a more solid form of saying that you have the funds, you're going to be able to get the funds, and when that's presented to a seller, if you're a buyer, if that seller is educated by their agent, they would know that that has a little more standing and a little more grounds than just your standard pre-qualification.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's your turn.
My turn. Do you have anything to say about that?
No,
Any addition?
you handled that perfectly.
All
I
right.
have nothing to add. That was
Good
great.
to go. All right. Oh, and I think this is good for you. True or false, Kate? Buyers should never waive a home inspection.
Oh, that is good for me. False. It's completely up to you whether or not you want a home inspection or not. We've covered this a little bit before. It is not required. Lots of times buyers think it is required, especially if you have a certain loan type. It is not. It is up to you whether or not you want to get a home inspection. I'll always recommend one to you. I think it's just important to be educated about your home.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're looking for something to get you out of the contract. It just means that you are wanting to know everything that there is about your home from a professional.
Yep.
So I'll always recommend one. However, there are, I think, lots of cases where maybe it's not as needed, but those are truly up to the buyer.
Yeah.
And how they feel about it. I will say in a competitive market, a lot of the times a home inspection is one of the things that is waived.
Yeah.
It just, less hurdles.
Yeah.
Less hurdles to go through to get to the finish line. So, no. You don't need a home inspection, but we'll always recommend it.
Very good.
Yeah. An open house guarantees a sale. True or false?
False. I'm going to
False.
say false with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee a sale. I definitely think it gets more exposure of the house, gets in front of more people.
What even is an open house?
An open house is basically when an agent, either the selling agent that's working for the seller or an agent from the same brokerage, comes and hosts, basically unlocking the door to open it up for anyone that wants to come and walk through the home. So they
Does the agent need to be with them for that?
Their particular buyer's agent does not need to be with them. They're welcome to join them, but they can come like just on their own. So that's the nice thing about open houses. It just makes it easy for people to just pop in and see a house, see what it's like, and then have an opportunity to, if they want an offer, they can. If they have an agent at hand, then they have that agent write up the offer for them. But traditionally it's usually an hour and a half or 2 hour period where that house is opened up to the general public for them to walk through. There is a licensed agent in the home making sure that all is going well and smoothly, and they're there to address any questions that the potential buyer may have about the house. But yeah, that's what an open house is. But it does not guarantee a sale. It does guarantee more eyes and attention will be on the house, but it does not guarantee a sale.
Yeah, I think open houses are important.
Yeah.
And it's completely up to the seller if they want to have one or not. I love an open house. I think that it's a really, really good way, like you said, to get more eyes on the house, more exposure, the better.
Yep.
That's all we want for our clients, our seller clients. So I do think an open house usually is a great idea, but it doesn't guarantee. Sometimes they're hit or miss too,
Yeah.
depending on the time of year.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll have no one show up to an open house, and that can feel really discouraging, I know, to sellers. But it happens. It happens. Sometimes they're just, time of year. I just had one at one of my listings, and we didn't have anyone show up, but we are right in the middle. It was a heavy graduation weekend, so it really depends. but it's still a way to try to get more eyes, and you can have them anytime. So we'll host another one in another couple weeks, I think, and
Yep.
see if we can get some more, when maybe things have calmed down a little bit. Graduations are starting, parties are going on, but
Yeah.
graduations are over, so we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is that my question?
I think it's your turn.
Is it?
I don't know.
Let's see. All right. Can't buy a-
Was that your question?
I don't know.
I have
I
no
think it was.
idea.
Yeah, it was. You asked me.
I asked you?
Yeah.
Oh, good for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
La 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 la. All right. True or false? You can't buy a house with student loan debt.
Oh, false. Everybody has student loan debt.
Ugh.
Nobody would be buying houses if you can't buy a house with student loan debt. So,
Right.
yeah, no, that's super false. You absolutely can. There are a lot of different ways that if you have a great lender, that your lender is going to talk you through kind of, especially if you have deferments or certain things. But no, you absolutely, I know a lot of people think, oh my gosh, I have this massive amount of
Yep.
student loan debt. Don't worry, lots of people do. You absolutely can still buy a house with student loan debt. It's really just about finding the right lender to work through it. But
Yep.
false, no, you're good.
Easy.
Easy.
All right.
What do I got for you under here? Let's see.
Okay, I think we got one more.
One more. I can't find it.
It's the last one.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. True or false? Location is the most important factor in real estate.
I'm going to say true.
Yeah.
I say true. It really is, because you can have a multi-million-dollar size home in a location where the rest of the market isn't going to support that price, and it's not going to sell for what it could or should.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's funny, ironically, I'm going through a little something because I have another home in Maine, and we just had an assessment done 2 years ago when I got the certificate of occupancy. So assessed for tax purposes, right?
Yep.
With a value. And they just did a full town reassessment.
Oh.
And my house is this astronomical amount of money suddenly. And when I tell you I have a little house, but the market that I'm in is a higher dollar kind of market.
And you have a new house.
And it's new, but it's a little. It's
a
not
little
on
baby.
there's no basement. There's
Yeah.
no fancy frills. Like it is by rights a 1-bedroom, and that's it. It's a little guy, but they put it at this really high assessed amount, so which tells me, my gosh, if I go to sell it, holy
Yeah.
crap, that's great. But if you plop that in the middle of another area. Now we're talking about Maine, but up in the county, they call it, it's an area that has like basically no people and no homes. It would be
Yeah.
a totally different situation. So
Absolutely.
location is everything.
Yeah, location is, that's true. Location is absolutely everything.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, I think that's our game. What else do we want to talk about today?
I don't know. Do we want to talk about anything else real estate related? Anything life related? What do we want to dive into? Anything?
Ooh, life related. I don't know. It's just been, I really don't even have too much life related going on. I turned 40.
Yes.
40, I leveled up. I'm in level 4 now, and I am pretty excited about that. So it's my birthday just a few days ago. So, yep, 40 coming at me, and I'm feeling really good about it.
Good.
I don't feel I've had a few people ask me, how do you feel? Do you feel like weird? Like, no, I don't feel anything about it. I feel like I'm excited about my 40s, and I just feel a little bit sad because my 30s were so good that I'm like, I loved my 30s. They were just such good, formative, wonderful years. But 40s are going to be great too. So,
Even better.
Yeah.
I can promise you.
Okay, good, good. But besides that, no, I don't really have anything crazy going on. Just really working a lot right now. Real estate's still booming, if anyone's wondering.
Yeah.
Booming away. So I've just been working a ton, and I don't really have any life
Yeah,
stuff going on besides that. What about you?
I know. I'm trying to think. I mean, aside from work and the back and forth Maine and New York gig, I just got back from Maine. I was out there for more enjoying time with my family than work this last time. But aside from that, I went to a concert all by myself in Las Vegas.
Yeah, you did.
I forgot about that. So that was kind of cool. That was a neat experience. Kind of brave to get out there and go all by myself to a show. I went to see Kenny Chesney.
I don't know if I could do that.
I didn't know if I could either, but it ended up being
did it.
really awesome. Yeah.
I know, and you said you'd totally do it again.
I would
too.
absolutely do it again.
Yeah.
A million times over.
Yeah.
Yep. So other than
That's
that,
very brave of you. Maybe I'll be that brave in my 40s.
See?
You know, maybe that. Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, the closer you get to the next level up, you get more and more brave.
Wow. Whoa. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, real estate wise, what's been going on for you real estate wise right now? Do you have any craziness been happening?
Jeez.
Oh. We're breaking the mics.
Breaking the mics. Trying
Breaking
not to
'em.
break them. Nothing crazy. Just standard kind of little hiccups that happen along
Yeah.
the way. But aside from that, I mean, but again, our job. What is our job? Our job is not just to help people get into a home, guide them with offers, or guide them with like selling their house. Our job is to hold it all together.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
probably the most meat and potatoes of everything. So I've been doing a lot of that in the last few weeks, just
Yeah.
really trying to hold things together to make sure that everybody makes it to the closing table.
Absolutely. That's
Yep.
really the biggest part of our job, which we've touched on before too. Showing the house, sure, that takes some of our time, especially if we're heavy showing
Yep.
multiple properties to certain buyers or multiple buyers. But truly, that's just where it's the very minute part of
Yeah.
what we do. I've had people before who say, I've had someone who went on to buy a house through a family member, and I had shown them not a ton of properties, but
Yeah.
enough of them.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it. They really wanted to compensate me for that, and I said, listen, it's a part of the job.
Right.
It is what it is. And I know it seems like it was, sure, it took some of my time, and it was, but really for the most part, it really is such a small part of what we do.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. I have people, I always have buyers who, once we show, and we go to a house and it's not the one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I
my
dragged you
gosh.
out here. What do you mean? It's my job.
Exactly.
What do you mean you're sorry that I came out here?
Yeah.
Never apologize. It's
Nope.
our job. It's fine.
Yep.
It's all good.
Huh?
Usually I want to see the house anyway, so it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. You want to hit on today a couple, I guess we could go over like a couple controversial real estate topics right now. I mean, we can go over a couple of them that are maybe contributing to some of what we're seeing in the market
Yeah.
right now.
I think we could do a few.
I've got kind of a few. I'll touch on one that I think could be considered like a true or false, but there's kind of some, well, I'll just say it and then we'll go from there. So Zillow is killing the industry. So a lot of people use Zillow and Realtor. Is Zillow helping or hurting our consumers, customers, clients? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle with Zillow. I'm very somewhere
Same.
in the middle with Zillow because I feel like at the end of the day, all of these things are tools in our tool belt. So does it help a buyer that's just popping around in the middle of the night? They can't sleep at night and they're like, oh shit, I see something on the market. And they maybe wouldn't have seen it if we didn't send it to them. So I feel to some degree it can be a helpful tool.
For
It's
sure.
not the end all be all. They shouldn't be the agent in the mix of the bag
Right.
of tricks.
Right.
It's just essentially another vehicle to get to seeing and exposing properties
Right.
on the market.
I completely agree with
Yeah.
everything you just said. I feel very middle of the road
Yeah.
on Zillow. I think it's a good tool to have. It's easy. I'd be lying to you if I said that in a hurry when I'm on the road, if I needed to find a listing really quick, I didn't pull it up on there really quick instead. You know, I mean, sure, I think we've all done it. I try to use other things at my disposal for sure, much more. I have had a couple of instances lately with Zillow that actually have just happened this past week, where clients have referred to Zillow on certain things.
Yeah.
And one of them being they wanted to schedule a showing.
Yep.
And they went to Zillow and pressed 3 different times because they really wanted to get in really soon. And they assumed, because it said next showing available at 3 o'clock. So they pressed it and they assumed they had a showing.
Oh.
At 3 o'clock.
Oh. With you?
With someone. with the listing agent.
Oh, okay,
So this was before they were actually my
Gotcha.
client. They had just kind of told me what had happened once they were my clients. So they said, oh yeah, we went on Zillow and we just clicked and we assumed we had a showing at 3 o'clock and that it was going to be with the listing agent, and we showed up.
And no one
wasn't
was
a
there.
showing.
Oh,
So
boy.
that can be deceiving, and especially if you don't know the way it works.
Right.
So slight issue with that. I've had I think the biggest thing that we're always hit with is people will say, well, I went on Zillow and I saw the Zestimate.
Oh gosh, I was waiting. Yeah, that's the one. Like, whew.
That's the one thing. Don't even look at the Zestimate. I mean, that is why you have an agent. The Zestimate knows nothing about that house. It absolutely knows nothing.
Yep.
So do not go by the Zestimate. That is why you have an agent, or you should have an agent to give you a much better idea. So those are kind of the 2 things with Zillow that I feel are a little sketchy. So if you try to make a showing on Zillow, do not do it. Do not do it. Hire yourself an agent. It's gonna go. You're going to have proper representation anyway, so.
Yeah. And your agent should show up.
Yeah, they should.
They should.
Yes, they will. They should.
Yeah.
Another one, let's see. Oh, there's some good ones on here. Okay. Home ownership isn't for everyone.
I mean, I don't know. I think it may not be. You know, it depends on the kind of person. I feel if you're looking at it as an investment, it could be for everyone, even if you're not planning to stay in that home for the rest of your life. That if you're the type of person that's kind of always on the move and doesn't stay in one spot all the time, but you want to have a home base or you want to have an investment, sure, it's for everyone if you can swing it, because you could be bringing in money for something that is always, if you're taking care of it, gaining value and earning more money over time. So in that aspect, yes.
Yeah, I think obviously there's not a clear answer with that.
Right.
You know, home ownership, okay, may not be for everyone, but I think it can be for everyone.
Yep.
That's the thing, considering what you just said. Home ownership isn't, but it truly can be for everyone. If put in the right position with the right people to support you, behind you, to kind of line it up to where it is. Yeah, I think home ownership is for everyone. Absolutely. Yeah. I think if it's done properly in the right way, and you've got, like I said, you've got the right people to make sure you're not overpaying for something, you are just never going to, I shouldn't use the word never, but rarely going to lose money in real estate investments.
Right.
For the most part, if done the right way with the right people behind you. Home ownership is for everyone.
There we go.
Feel.
Everyone should own a home.
Everyone should own one. Absolutely. Yep. Okay, we touched on that one. Ooh. Oh, do I want to do this? Do I want to say it? Should I just say it?
Just say it.
I'm just going to, it's fine. This one has been a little bit of a debate, slightly a little bit of a debate, I feel, lately within our local
I know
board
where
of
you're going.
realtors. You know where I'm going. I mean, maybe you do. There's been a couple. Well, oh, I could hit on either. Actually, I could hit on two things then in that. Maybe I'll go the other direction first. Okay.
Just do it. We
I'm
talked
just gonna
about.
do it. I'm just going to do it.
We kicked it with a great start,
We
so
did.
let's
I
finish
know.
it with a good
Okay,
ending.
I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go with what I was originally going to say, because I could have, there's a two-parter to this,
All right.
so I'm going to go with what I originally was going to say. Listing agents should not be able to double dip and dual represent. And what do I mean when I say that?
Yeah, elaborate on what you mean.
Right. So, should a listing agent who is working for the seller be able to also work for the buyer in the purchase of that transaction?
I think that there are many ways to look at this. To me, as long as you're educating both your seller that you're working for, and that's your primary person that you're representing,
Your
and
client.
Your client. So if you essentially share with them the possibility that you could bring a buyer to the table, and then when you have that potential buyer that could turn into a client, if they want to pursue working with you, and you educate them on what you can and can't disclose between the two parties, because there are some confidential pieces there, I think it's fine. And the other piece of it is that as long as you're able to do it fairly and with the best interest of your clients that you're working for, if anything, one of the advantages is that you know that you're going to be making sure that both of these parties make it to the closing table, because you're essentially the person that's guiding and pushing this along for both sides of the transaction. This is a hot topic. It is hot. It's
hot in our community, in our agent community right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
For sure, a hot topic. And I agree with you. I think it can be done when it's done the right way.
Yeah.
We've done it.
Yep.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
It absolutely can be done. I think people are questioning, can it be done? Can it truly be done with full obedience and loyalty to both parties?
Yeah.
And that's tricky,
It is tricky.
for sure. I think that more or less goes with, well, who really is my client then at the end of the day? If the seller is my client and the buyer maybe is my customer, which is a different thing.
That's a whole different thing.
And essentially saying, I am working for the seller on
Yeah.
this transaction, and I will absolutely submit this offer for you as a buyer and work with you and get us to the end of this transaction for sure, but I primarily am working for the seller.
Yeah.
But that is just communication. That is clear.
Exactly.
That is, that is where you have to have those clear boundaries where you are completely honest with everyone.
Yep.
So yeah, I do think it can be done. I
Yeah.
think it is done, and it can be done. And I guess it depends on if your seller is okay with it.
Right.
For sure.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
We are working for you, and it is what it is.
Yep.
So whatever you want, you get.
There you
For the
go.
most part. Okay, so the second part of that, should I go into the second part of
If you
that?
want to.
Okay. So the second part of that, which they're not really tied together, but they've been two hot topics lately, has been, does it benefit our seller to put a sold sign on their house? When you see the signs in the yard, we have what's called a rider that can go on it, and it'll say sold,
Yeah.
or under contract, or
Yep.
sold in one day,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Is that benefiting our seller by putting that sign up or not?
I'm a Libra. I'm just going to start with that.
Great.
Scales, balance. I always kind of sit somewhere in the middle with everything, unless it's. I don't know. I really don't think there's anything I'm too so one-sided on anything. But and this is another scenario where, putting that sold sign tells the general public what house is sold. The end. So does that help them in some ways if they don't want any more action on their house, if that contract that they're under is through all of the steps in the process and they're basically just waiting for a closing date? Sure, that could be okay. If it's still under contingency period, I think it could be a disadvantage to the seller, because then those potential buyers that may still be interested in it would think, oh, it's sold, I can't do anything. Whereas there always, there's even if you have a closing date, there's sometimes can be hiccups where it doesn't make it to closing, unfortunately, but then that house could still be available. There still could be people going through, putting in a potential backup offer, and that would prevent that from happening possibly.
Yeah. Do you put a sold sign up?
Nope.
There you have it.
But
That's
if my seller told me they wanted me to, then I would.
Yeah.
But no one has felt that they wanted me to.
Yeah. So I also do not put I do put sold signs up, but only if it is requested by my seller. I almost always do not put one up unless it's a request for those reasons. I have a client right now who we have listed her home, and she, just from our conversation, it's an emotional sale, and most of them are.
Yeah.
Most of them are emotional in some way, but I have a feeling that when we are under contract, she will want a sold sign up just for her, to see it, to know, and that's the thing. It's all about our client and what they want, and whatever reason there is a sold sign up may not be known to anyone else. So let's just let that be.
Let it be.
Just let that be. Sure, no, putting that sold sign up on my particular client's house when we are under contract may be telling other potential buyers, hey, nope, we're done, back off, get out of here, scram. But for her, she needs that.
It's a closing of a chapter.
See it as a closing of a chapter for her.
Yep.
And truthfully, that's no one's business
except
for hers and mine as to why it's out there. So I think we just need to all trust that we are doing what is best for our sellers, and that we are communicating with them on what they need, what they want, what they need. And if a sold sign is up, they want it.
Yep.
And
The end.
And that's it, the end. But yeah, I generally do work at their discretion. If they want one up, it's up. If they don't, I don't usually put one up too. I have had clients of mine say, hey, the sold sign's up, not yet. And then I say, oh, you would like one? And then I'll kind of get into just so you know, if we put that up, we're probably going to be telling any potential buyers, and I make sure they also know that I have to present all offers that I get up until closing time right to you. So if there's any that are going to come in, we might be telling them to hold off, and usually by that time that they want a sign, we're further in.
Right.
They say, no, I want it up. A lot of the time, it's so funny, a lot of my clients are like, I want my neighbor to know that I sold the house because Bob said he didn't think I was going to sell it that fast, and I sold it, and I need him to see it. It's so funny, the reasons. And
exactly.
I love it. Sure. All right, we're going to show Bob.
Yep.
No big deal.
Show Bob.
Show him up.
Ugh.
So, yeah, I think those have been the two hottest topics amongst lately. So, I don't know if you want to wrap it up.
We can wrap it up.
I think we're pretty good on our hot topics.
We
for
kept
today.
it hot and spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. If you notice, we did not have a guest today. We're supposed to. He's still not ready.
Yeah.
He's here. He's in the building, but he's not ready. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do when he comes out for the first time. He's going to maybe cartwheel out.
I'm hoping something.
He's practicing his backflips, so, he's,
Back
I don't know,
handspring.
but it's going to be awesome.
Handstand walk.
Yeah, when he is ready. I can't see him. I think he's over there. He's behind. But there's the hand. So hopefully he'll be ready by next time, but we're always ready for you. Always.
All right. So The Girls Next Door signing off, where real life and real estate meet. Another episode wrapped. Until next time, let's keep it real.
Keeping it real.